Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keegan, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Supercoach Diaries. We're so close to the season. We're so close. I'm recording this on Thursday, 2 weeks before the season starts, and I'm so excited. And here you can see the start or a very, very round one team. Now, this team can change. This team is not set in stone, so let me know in the comments below, firstly, off the top, any changes you think I should be making or players you think I have omitted that I really should add. So without any further ado, before we go any further, make sure you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos on this channel. So today I've actually got my headphones in. As you can see, I've got no script, so I'm just going to run you through my team and my thoughts on each of the team, each of the players in my team, why I've picked them, and the thoughts behind it. Now, you might not agree, and to be fair, there's a couple of players here that I've got big question marks over if they can play a full game, the backline especially. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about each of these, or some of these players anyway. Some players like Devon Smith or players like McRae or Neil, I don't really have to go into too much detail about their high top premiums or their quality mid prices, so I'm not going to worry about them too much. But the ones that are a bit questionable are the ones I will go through. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the backline. Let's go through this team. Let's talk about why I've picked these players and what I'm looking for heading into round one. So, off the top, Luke Ryan, Sicily, and Houston are my three premium defenders. Now, firstly, I've had players back there. I've tried Doherty, I've tried Lloyd, I've tried Hawley, but I've actually ended up going with a bit of a cheaper defensive unit. Ryan is a good player. He's a bit of an interceptor off the back line for the Dockers, so he's definitely in my team. I think that he can build up some consistency. I actually don't think the Dockers are going to be too great this year, so I think there's going to be a lot of ball in the back line. So I think Ryan will have a lot of chances to fly for a lot of marks, get a lot of his hands on the ball. So I think that he's a decent decision in the back line. Other options, as I mentioned, would be the likes of Williams, the likes of Lloyd. As you can see, I've got 24,000. I could move a few people around to make these changes, but that's what I'm happy with at the moment as far as Ryan goes. Sicily, I'm taking a risk on Sicily at the moment. Again, these can change. I'm taking a risk on Sicily because I think that if he cleans up his act, he'll be really, really good coming out of defence. This year, they've got more structure in their forward line. Patton's playing forward for them now. So I think Sicily will hopefully go back into his role as a intercepting and rebounding defender. He's got elite foot skills. He can hit a target. I think that he's definitely worth the pick there. Houston, a lot of people think he tipped him for a massive year. He can play through the midfield. He's got dual position flexibility in this team as well. And he's pretty underpriced at 484,000. I think that, especially early on, with the injuries they have in their midfield, with no Wines, I think that Houston might get a bit more of a midfield look in. And I think that if he plays as much midfield as people are saying, he's definitely going to be upping that score very quickly and hopefully getting up towards that 100 average that we want to see in and out of our defenders. So those three sort of pick themselves. There's not too much different there. These is where I sort of start questioning a bit. Robertson, is he capable? Is he going to play round one? I'm not sure. If there's news of any of these players that I've missed that aren't going to be playing round one, let me know in the comments below. Robertson is questionable. Hill, also questionable. Injuries, will he play round one? Who knows? If they both play round one and they can both play a good amount of games, they'll make me enough money before I have to trade them away and use them as upgrade some targets. So, look, if they were to play the first 8 or 9 games and they make me enough money and then I trade them away, they've done their job 100%. But can they do that? So they're a risky one I'm willing to sort of change around, depending on what rookies maybe get picked heading into the new season, or maybe a mid-pricer in the back line. Though off the top of my head, I can't think of too many mid-prices other than Robertson who are really going to consistently get involved. So there was one player here that I've definitely left out after having in my team all season, and that is Doherty. Now, I'm, again, reading into preseason form, so dangerous at the best of times. But he looked really rusty against Fremantle, like super rusty. Now he could just be getting that rust out, and round 2 of the preseason, he could absolutely fly, and then he'll probably find his way back into this team. But at the moment, I didn't feel comfortably leaving him in my team, so we'll wait and see there. You got Gould, Greaves, and Williams, all rookies that have looked good. Gould's looks like he could probably get a game round 1. Got a massive body. Did a few good things against this Giant, so I think he might be in line for a round 1 start, which is good. Greaves and Williams have heard different things, but I think that they might be playing. If they're not, insert a rookie that will be playing round 1, and he'll probably be on the bench. Moving to the midfield, McRae, Neal, Cripps, Bontempelli, Oliver pretty much picked themselves. No real surprises there. I have thought of maybe a Kelly, and for a while I had McCluggage as well, maybe Oliver to a McCluggage, and then use that money somewhere else. But I think these 5 are pretty straightforward. I think I want to go top premium. I had a comment my last video that talked about having 6 premium mids, and I apologise to that person. I haven't got back to them. I did register your comment. I've just been busy and I've completely passed my mind. But to that person that mentioned that, it could work for sure. You have to take a hit. You'd have to take a big hit somewhere, whether it's in the back line or the forward line. But it could work. 6 premiums, you could get you out to a really good start. So moving into the rookies, I've got no mid prices in my midfield. So rookies, Rao, he's going to play every game for the Suns, so I'm not too worried about him. Starcevich, I've heard good things about across from Brisbane. Whether he plays or not, we'll wait and see. But at the moment, he's there. He can obviously change. Pickett, after the grand final, he's pretty much, I think he'd be a lock for almost 100% of teams in the midfield. Got a preseason under his belt now. Should improve. Bytel, McGuinness, and Butterick, again, rookies that look like they could play. Again, if they don't, insert rookie here that will play. Into my rucks, Grundy, he's a staple pretty much. Goes without saying. Now, Riley O'Brien is interesting. I also thought of Marshall and maybe moving some money around him, having Marshall there instead. I could still do that, but I don't think... And Gawn's an interesting one. He had a knee injury in the preseason. Whether that's hampered his preparation or not, who knows. At the moment, I haven't got him. Again, could change, but that's something I'm sort of looking at the moment. I think O'Brien, with no Jacobs, he's going to be clearly the number 1 work for the Crows. I think he's going to get a good run at it. I think he can make some serious bucks for us and hopefully push up and start averaging some pretty big scores. Will he average as high as a fully fit Gawn? Probably not, but the question is, will we get a fully fit Gawn this year? Who knows? Combin's there just as he gives us a bit of flexibility. I can flip him around with Darcy Cameron in the forward line. I'll talk about him in a bit. In the forward line, Whitfield pretty much picks himself. Forward, mid, he looked really good in the State of Origin game. Now, that is not a good place to find form or to judge players because it's a very open game, very wide game. Players not really laying a hell of a lot of tackles, so you can't really judge him off that, but he looks pretty slick. His skills are always great. If he can play 20, 21 games for us, we're happy. He's a premium midfielder that's a forward, so I think I'm pretty happy with him. Again, he can flip through the midfield if I need him to. Greenwood, he's going to be playing 90% of forward for the Suns, so as a forward mid again, like Whitfield, probably not as good as a player as Whitfield. Clearly, he's an inside player, a ball winner for the Suns. He'll be expected to do a lot of that this year with a young midfield. Him and Swallow will probably be expected to do a lot of the heavy lifting in the middle, and I think that he gets his hands on the ball a lot. He scored really well in the first preseason game for the Suns this year, and he will kick goals because he will rest forward. So I think that Greenwood is definitely a pick that I'm pretty happy with, I'm pretty safe with, and I definitely would recommend. So Tom Lynch, I don't want to pick him. I'm not a huge fan of him. Obviously left my club, but at 388,000, with a full preseason behind him, I think he's going to hit the ground running. First round, he loves playing the Blues. He used to dominate the Blues when he played for the Suns as well. There are games I remember he used to have the ball on an absolute string. He'd take Liam Jones to the cleaners. So I think Lynch with a full preseason, especially early on, I think he'll be a good player. Now, will he hit the absolute highs that we want him to hit? Hopefully. with that full loading in preseason on him. Hopefully he's a bit fitter. Even last year, the last half of the season, he averaged over 90, which is pretty good for a key forward especially. So I'm happy with him there. At 388, I think he's definitely worth the pick, and I definitely think that he can boost his price up pretty quickly. Smith, not much more to say. He's going to play midfield for the Blues at times. He's a small forward, he tackles a lot, so he's going to be a good scorer. I think he's worth more than the 335,000 that he's there at, so I'm happy with him there. Brander, again, forward defensive, rookie, King, Cameron as well. All rookies that can go there, again, can be switched out if need be. I do want to specifically talk about Rankin though, because there is chat that because he's not playing this week, the Suns being very conservative with him. He's slated to he's going to play round 1, but it's whether he's going to play round 1 in the AFL or the NEAFL is the question. I think that he's probably going to play the first round in the NEAFL. I hope that's not the case as a Suns fan. And then he's going to start round 2 in the AFL. Who knows? But I think that he's just too good and he's too obvious of a pick to worry about it too much. If he has to have 1 or 2 rounds of getting a 0 before he starts kicking off, I'm happy with that. I'm not too bothered by that. If he gets to round 3 or 4 before he gets into the team, then I will rue that mistake. But at the moment, I'm willing to risk it with Rankin in that forward line. And yeah, that's a really quick going through my team. I didn't want to sort of dwell too much on players and talk them through non-stop. That's my team. Let me know in the comments below what you think, or any changes you think I should make, or any mistakes you think I've made. Let me know in the comments below. I'll make a video next week during the bye weekend that they have. I hate the bye weekend between the end of preseason and round 1. It seems like such a useless gap, but again, I don't play football, so I don't know if it's beneficial or not. But I'll make a video then with a more updated team heading into round 1. Once we have all the form of all the players have warmed up for the season. We know injuries, we know form, we know all that. Hopefully heading into round 1, I'll have a team for you next week to show you that's a bit more of a finalised team. Again, this is a first draft for the season. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos on this channel. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.